Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a technologist for over 25 years now. I lead digital transformation for Eisner Amper. They're the top 10 accounting and advisory firm in the country. Our team works on emerging technologies, so AI, automation, analytics, blockchain. We're working on some cool projects right now. We're working with the city of Philly and NFT Philly to bring a lot of the artists in the forefront and integrating NFTs within, Come to New York Philly campaign. Also, I worked with IBM during COVID when we created the digital health pass. We basically created NFT tied to the individual and then tied it to the state with wherever vaccination that they got and the boosters carried with that vaccination. Also, as they were going to different conference events like the Javits Center, we were basically capturing that if it was a state-held event. So I'm going to be talking about concepts of NFT within the supply chain. There are a lot today. There's going to be more. This is changing the way we see the supply chain across different suppliers today. All right, in terms of transparency, we worked with UNICEF back when COVID first hit, that they wanted to send a bunch of COVID vaccinations through emerging countries, basically capturing the dosage, capturing the transportation of those dosage to different suppliers and partners, and really aligning where the specific shipments were at that state, if they were going to the right people and the right citizens. Additionally, regarding NFT and the product management lifecycle, we're working with a lot of manufacturers where they're creating a non-fungible token and tagging that to the specific products, and as they incorporate that into the supply chain, they're tracing it through their distributors, through their logistics, and finally to either the store or the end user consumer. As an end user, you build trust because then you could, you'll get an email on the QR code that there was a token created. You could track where it was at. If we're looking at luxury goods, for instance, I actually had my watch in for service. I have a Breitling. It took me like 90 days to get my watch back. But if I had an NFT, I could actually track who touched my watch, where it was located at. If it got lost, I could make an insurance claim right away, and work on that insurance claim and either get a replacement for the watch or figure out like what I could do next with that specific token. In terms of building trust, I just put a bid on a house in Tampa. If any of you are outside of New York, you know that you have to work with a title company as it relates to putting a deposit. You don't work with a law firm. So title companies basically capture the deed. Who's to say that deed is authentic, right? So what we should do is put NFT tied to each deed, and then track the transactions of that deed within the government, right? Where is the transfer happening to, from seller to buyer? If there's any tax liens on the property. So those are other use cases that we see. Just building that trust. Also on valuable goods, artwork. We could put a QR code that's tied to an NFT onto specific pieces of art, and measure the authenticity of that specific artwork. But in addition, imagine that you could even license that, right? So create a digital twin, and you're making money off of that physical asset for 2 years, or if you create the license for 5 years, and then rinse and repeat. Ownership and property rights. I made an example with houses with the deeds. Another use case is theft. Really looking at if throughout those transactions, if something happens, you can embed the specific technology into the actual property, and really figure out where is that within your supply chain, where who's at fault, whether it was UPS that lost the shipment, or if it was a specific distributor, or someone picked it off from your front door. Supply chain logistics, in terms of inventory management, I got 2 minutes. In terms of inventory management, we could figure out like what specific efficiencies we could create within the supply chain, and then maybe even pivot who your supply chain partners are in real time, reducing the cost of inventory management. CO2 removal bonds. This is a big trend today. You can actually transfer these as tax credits to your partners or even clients. We're seeing this a lot within the technology space. Microsoft, Google, they're providing CO2 credits for specific clients, and then you could transfer that to your partners. Transparency within the supply chain. So NFT as a whole, as we integrate into our supply chain market, we're making the local partners much more, cost efficient, allowing the, global market to expand within local suppliers in emerging countries, just making them engage in the technology. You don't have to be a big company anymore. The technology is getting less expensive and enabling our suppliers to basically scale from the economy. All right, the future of NFTs in terms of supply chain traceability, integration into blockchain technology. We're working with the New York Jets now and our Philly Union to figure out a ticketing system. And I have 30 seconds. Just some quick takeaways. Supply chain is allowing for greater transparency, prevent counterfeiting and fraud, ethical standards from a environmental perspective, and then finally, just leveraging NFTs across different suppliers and industries. Thank you.